the essence, so don't delay. 694-4184.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back. Oh, that shut off pretty quick, didn't it? Welcome back. Wow. Kind of just went away. This is Ocala Talks. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, coming to you from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio, just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. Few clouds fluffy out there in the sky. Intermittent rain yesterday. Going to be the same today. Maybe you get rain, maybe you don't get rain. I was at my house yesterday and watched a wall of rain. It was so close to me that you could smell the humidity and the rain, and you could literally, the hot road and everything, you smell all of that, and not a bit of rain at my house. Now, my neighbor that lives 3 houses down to me to the west, it poured on that end of the cul-de-sac. Literally, on my end of the street, no rain. On the other end of the street, my neighbor said he got almost a half-inch of rain. And literally, I can walk out of my house through 5 yards and be in my neighbor's yard. He got a half an inch of rain while the lawn guys were cutting my grass. Welcome to the state of Florida. So if you're looking for rain, as some of you are, you may get some, you may not get some today. There are 2 disturbances out in the Atlantic that the National Hurricane Center are paying attention to, although they believe neither one has the ability to become anything significant within the next 48 hours. I mention them, though, because they are out there, and we like to keep you updated on everything tropics here at WOCA. But remember, we're winding down now. So it's the middle of October. Yeah, hard to believe it's October 12th already. It's the middle of October. Technically, it doesn't end until December 1st, but usually by the end of October, first week in November, we're out of the concern zone for the most part. Now, have there been storms after that? Certainly. There's been storms after December 1, believe it or not. But usually our hurricane season ramps down to where if a storm was to hit, it would be highly unusual. And that happens usually the last week of October or the first week of November for us. But we tell you about the tropics because right now they are out there, and, it's something that you need to be aware of. I saw this, and we'll talk about it later in the show as well, but City of Ocala moving closer to allowing alcohol in the downtown area for events. City staff points to the creation of the Osceola Track, Citizen Circle, and the downtown market as ways to help increase the event space in downtown. City officials said without the bill, revenues for businesses that sell alcohol are impacted by street closures, and the cities are forced to limit events that would require street closures. So they moved one step closer to giving the green light to licensed businesses to sell booze at certain times in a designated event area downtown. Licensed restaurants and bars right now cannot sell adult beverages to patrons for consumption off premises. Only nonprofit organizations can get a temporary permit for the city and state to sell alcohol. Each year, several events on the downtown square might be candidates for outdoor alcoholic beverage. With a proposed downtown Ocala event zone, city officials said, licensed beverage establishments can sell alcohol during these events that are approved by the council. At the meeting on Tuesday, city councilors that last Tuesday had questions about the proposed statute. Councilmember Irene Bethea wanted to know what limits would be placed on individuals purchasing drinks. Mayor Kent Gwynn wanted to know how many events might be held. Gwynn said it may put an extra burden on the Ocala Police Department and result in more DUIs. Gwynn oversees the police department, as you know. He doesn't have a vote on the city council, but he does have veto power. the downtown Ocala event zone, according to documents from there, it stretches from the corner of Northwest 2nd Avenue and 1st Street, east along Northwest and Northeast 1st Street to the center line of Northeast Wauchula Avenue, to the center line of Southeast 5th Street, then goes west along the center line of Southeast 5th Street to the center line of Southeast Osceola. From there, it goes north along the center line of Southeast Osceola to the center line of Southeast 3rd Street. Then it travels west along the center line on Southeast and Southwest 3rd Streets to the center line of Southwest 2nd Avenue. Then goes north along the center line of Southwest and Northwest 2nd Avenue, back to the beginning. The measure passed 4-0. Now the bill next goes to the legislative delegation, and they'll decide whether or not to send it to the state legislature. It has to pass the House and the Senate, then be signed by the governor. It then returns to the council for any tweak. So we're one step closer to downtown being an area where during special events, and it's not going to be every Friday and Saturday, you can just walk around downtown with drinks. Calm down. We're not turning downtown into Bourbon Street or River Street. Calm down. If you don't know where Bourbon Street or River Street is, that's a you problem, not a me problem. Bourbon Street, of course, is in Louisiana and New Orleans. River Street is, of course, where they have the second largest St. Patrick's Day celebration, and that's in Savannah, Georgia. But if you've never been to either one of those places, you don't know what I mean by open container walking around. If you've ever been to a Gator game, you know what open container walking around is. You can walk up and down the university drinking adult beverages. You're not going to be able to do that in Ocala. It's not going to be every Friday and Saturday night. You're not going to be able to take a drink out of one club and walk to the next club with your drink. That's not going to happen. This is for special events and designated event zones. Talk more about that as we know more information about that. Coming up next, Carol Ann Baldwin, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. She's here, as she is every Tuesday, taking your phone calls. You're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
At least 2 souls have died after a small airplane crash in a residential neighborhood in Southern California east of San Diego. The plane, owned and piloted by a local cardiologist, Dr. Sugata Das, who reportedly lived in San Diego but flew back and forth from his work at Yuma Regional Medical Center in Arizona. The plane crashed into a UPS truck near Santana High School in Santee on Monday afternoon. A Wyoming coroner will give an official update on Gabby Petito's autopsy during a briefing with news reporters on Teton County Coroner Brent Blue